Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed A.G. Ghanem and I am a former congressional candidate here in Oakland County. This is Royal Oak, Michigan. I live 5 minutes away from here. I came here to attend the rally for Vice President Harris. I went through security, they got my name, they gave me my seat. Then after 10 minutes, the staffers for Harris came and kicked me out of the venue. I asked, why are you kicking me out? I didn't do anything. They didn't want to provide any reason, and they just threatened me to arrest me and bring the police if I don't move. As you see me, I'm not dressed in a kufiya. I don't have any logos or signs or anything on me. I'm just dressed normally. I was just, sitting like anyone sitting there. And out of the people sitting there, out of the I think around 200 people sitting there, they picked me up and told me, come with us, and they kicked me out. I guess, and I was not protesting. I didn't have any signs on me. This is really surprising to me, except for because it's a racial profiling, because you are a Muslim and Muslims are not allowed.
I'm not kicking you out. The venue's kicked you out.
Who's the venue? The venue? How the venue know about me?
I have no idea. They've asked you to leave, so I was going to give you the option.
This is no longer a conversation, so can we please escort the vote, please?
So wow, folks. Racial profiling at the Democratic rally for Kamala Harris. Would you fancy that? And they say the Republicans are the white supremacists. They're the ones with the white caps keeping out brown, black, yellow, green, blue, whatever. I mean, this, folks, is what I've been telling you all along. The Democrats, they're the party of white supremacy. They're the party of slavery. They're the party of keeping everybody on the plantation. They want to keep this gentleman, Ahmed Ghanem, who is a Democrat, has been voted into local state office and wanted to go to a Kamala Harris rally, but because he looked probably a little different, a little, let's say, brown here, but then I am a little white on this side, so I really don't know. Am I white, brown? You tell me. I'd probably have been kicked out of that rally too. But this is what he's saying. They keep saying they want Muslims and the Arabs, but we aren't even welcome at an event. They know me. I ran there. It's my district. I live here. I canvassed all over Royal Oak. This guy canvassed for the Kamala Harris campaign, and they kick him out because he's Muslim. I mean, this couldn't get any better for the Donald Trump campaign, folks. And there's so much more. I want to hear a couple of other quotes, all right, that Ahmed had. So take a look at this. So Mr. Ghanem goes on to say, there are hundreds of Muslims who saw that. Not hundreds, Ahmed, not hundreds. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of people are seeing this. Bruh, my brother. And they feel like they're unwelcome in this party. Which party are they unwelcome in, Ahmed? The Democratic Party. He goes on to say, so why bother? Oh, you know what? And Mr. Ghanem had a few other things to say, folks, so watch and read this. This is getting rough, folks. This is big. Ahmed Ghanem goes on to say, I guess that's how the Democratic Party deals with Muslims. That is very powerful. It's not what you want to be hearing 2 weeks into the close of an election, folks. But she's already lost the Arab American vote. She's already lost the Muslim American vote. Thank God. I was saying this all along. The place for Muslims, I'm hoping, is in the conservative wing of the Republican Party. But let's just continue to quote what Mr. Ghanem said, they're not important to them. Muslims, they're not important to them. Maybe the Democratic Party doesn't want people like me and my kind in the party. Wow, you talk about an arrow, a shiver that goes through right into the heart of the party, the Democratic Party, folks. Ahmed Ghanem has delivered some serious knockout quotes. So, folks, not to add insult to injury and kick a party when it's down, but check out what it's saying about Donald Trump and the Republicans. So, folks, when have you seen CARE? This is the executive director of CARE, Bassem El-Kara. He says, as Donald Trump ramps up his outreach to the Muslim and Arab communities, the Harris campaign removes under threat of arrest. Folks, they didn't just want to remove, Ahmed Ghanem. They actually called the police that were waiting for him outside, and the police threatened him and told him that if he doesn't leave, they will throw him in the backseat of the car and take him to jail. Wasn't doing a damn thing except just going to a meeting. No protest, no clothes, no logos, no nothing. Just wanted to go to the Kamala event. And they kicked him out under orders. These are coming from straight from the top. Oh, absolutely. But anyways, Bassem goes on to say that this is the Harris campaign that removes under threat of arrest a Muslim community leader who merely responded to an invitation. This disturbing action on the part of the Harris campaign sends a dangerous message of exclusion to the Muslim community. You think? You think it sends a dangerous message? And they're saying it's the Republicans that are sending the dangerous message. I don't think so. You want to see how dangerous a message Donald Trump is sending? Watch when Donald Trump visits Hamtramck this past Friday, gets a key to the city from the Democratic mayor of Hamtramck, who happens to be Muslim. And watch how the people that were there was about 8,000 people at this event, folks, inside and then outside. It was like standing room only. And Donald Trump was absolutely pitch perfect and delivered a gentle, kind, inviting, enveloping, warm, endearing message to the Arab American community, to the Muslim American community, and saying, trust me, I will do what's necessary to try to end the war in Gaza. Folks, watch this clip.
Got the information to solve. I'm particularly proud that you are here because you've been right from the beginning. You understood it. You got it. A lot of people don't understand it, and it's sort of easy to do. And I'm so happy that it happened before the election as opposed to after the election, because this is big news. Now, I don't know if the fake news will cover it, but this is big news. Now, think of it. The biggest plants in the world were going to be built, and now they've stopped. And what that would do is really hurt America, and it'll devastate Michigan. So I'm glad you were able to hear it as soon as I got the information. But the information is solid, and we're going to get those plants to be built, ideally right here. We're going to work on it very hard. As far as the election is concerned, we're doing very well. You see we're up in the polls pretty substantially. They have a new thing, a new phenomena, and that's gambling polls. They call it polypoll or something.
Folks, just remember, those claps that you're hearing, that laughter that you're hearing, who do you think that's coming from in the audience? Those are Arab Americans, those are Muslim Americans that are clapping and thanking Donald Trump for appearing and saying the things that he's saying, and that he's going to be a part of the Arab American and the Muslim American community going forward. Let's listen to more of what Donald Trump has to say, and then we'll get back to Ahmed Ghani as he goes on other shows to tell him his side of the story and more. But I just wanted you to get a flavor of while all this was happening on the Harris-Kamala rally, look what was happening on the Republican side and Donald Trump rally, how the two were so different. So let's hear more from President Trump.
Poly market, and we're, I guess, at 64 to 38, 36, something like that. So that's not bad. I don't know what the hell it means, but it means that we're doing pretty well. And we're the 64, by the way, okay? Just, we don't want to be the 38 or 36. So I just want to let the mayor know. I want to let the council members know, the 3 council members. I appreciate it. We won't forget it. Please stand up.
That's the mayor of Hamtramck, who endorsed President Trump.
All the people from the UAW and just auto workers, frankly, UAW or not, just auto workers, and they're great auto workers up here. This is where it all began. It all began for the world. It all began right here, and then slowly but surely, and then actually rapidly, it got taken away from us like candy gets taken away from a baby. They take that candy away from a baby so easy, and that's what they did to us. And a long time ago, you know, I told the story where I was given the Man of the Year or something. I was given a big award, and I came up and spoke, and I talked about how this is long before I ran for politics. And by the way, the fake New York Times said it never happened, and then I found the event. I found it. Did you see that? Yeah. And they said, well, it never happened. There was no such award given, or there was no such event. And fortunately, we found a newspaper article that talked about I was up here. This is long before this. This is probably 18 or 19 years ago. And I came up and I talked about, don't let them steal your jobs. Don't let them steal your automobile factories. And but they did. I was involved. I was happily in the private sector. But this is much better. This is much more important for me because we're going to save America. We're going to save the automobile industry, which wouldn't have happened if we didn't come along. Right. I mean, think of it. If you have all these places building these plants with China's money and other countries, I'm not looking to blame China, other countries too, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance. We're going to build a lot of different plants in Mexico and Canada. We have to watch Canada. But Mexico and Canada, all of a sudden, you're going to say, what happened to our industry? We'll be bringing cars. You'll be a parking lot for cars that are going to be sold in America. We're not going to let that happen. We're going to make the auto industry bigger and better and stronger than it's ever been before. And this community is such a big factor. I'm surprised you knew that, Brian. I'm very impressed with you.
Absolutely. Those are my coworkers.
Do you have a little Arab blood in you?
These guys are good workers.
I know they are. They're great people too, and they're smart, and that's what we want. So it's an honor to get your endorsement. It's an honor to be here as we open up this beautiful facility. And I'm going to be seeing you a lot, Mr. Mayor. And I think he has a hell of a future, don't you think?
That's the picture, folks. That is the picture right there. This guy, I don't know if he's going to switch and become a Republican, but I'm telling you what, his stock in the city of Hamtramck just went up 1,000% or even more. And Donald Trump, how many, just tell me out there, I want to know for a lot of my friends also that live in North Carolina, other places as well. Just, could you count on one hand how many Muslims were kicked out of Donald Trump's rally? Just want to know. Just tell me, give me a number, throw one out there. How many? 50, 100, 200, 300, 1,000? That's probably what the fake news and the legacy media will probably say. They'll say it was a stunt, publicity stunt. Donald Trump does publicity stunts, shaking hands of Muslim mayor in Hamtramck. They'll try to say that it's all staged, doesn't mean a damn thing. Or they'll say that this guy's a fake Muslim or whatever. I still haven't heard back from anybody. I think the number of Muslims that were kicked out of this rally is 0, I think. 0. Anyways, let's hear a few words from the mayor, and I promise we will get to the next video clips of Ahmed Ghanem and what is in the aftermath of him being kicked out of the Kamala rally. But let's listen to a few words from Mayor Amir Ghalib.
Mr. President, one thing that the Democrats keep sending to our communities to scare them that you will come and deport them, although some of them are second and third generation immigrants. So I want you to respond to these accusations and fear delivering to our community. What would you say?
Fake news.
Fake news!
They say every week they have a different concept for me. I'm going to be the biggest dictator in the world. I'm going to destroy the world. They have so many things that they've said about me, and nothing sticks. Is this the new one? I'm going to come and we're going to deport, but just your community. That's good. Well, and I'll tell you what, they're also great people. They're great workers. And you're going to be there. Thank you very much. It's a tremendous honor to be with you. Now we're going to go. We're going to make 2 stops, and we're going to make a big speech. But this was a very important one. This is my first stop, and this is an honor of the mayor because, in particular, he and the 3 council members.
Mr. President, on behalf of the city of Hamtramck, and we would like to present you
Wow.
a certificate of appreciation for visiting our city. And I would like to call the 3 elected officials, if you don't mind, to join me to hand you this certificate, please. It's going to be historic for our city.
Tell me, folks, tell me that picture isn't going to be played up there. I mean, this is absolutely incredible. There's the 3 other council members of the city of Hamtramck, which is the only city which has a majority Muslim council and is majority Muslim in the United States of America. Trump just went there and basically said everything that you heard about deportation of legal immigrants, it's all bullshit. It's all BS. About, and this is on a tangent, about trying to round up the illegals who are rapists, murderers, assaults, pedophiles, child molesters, child traffickers, drug traffickers. Yes, those people we want to get the hell out of this country. We certainly do, but not legal people. He's never said that. He's never done that. It's all fake news. All right, so this was just a difference, folks, a difference in the campaigns, a difference in the rally. You saw it with your own eyes. You heard it with your own ears. Now let's get back to Ahmed Ghanem and see what's happened post being kicked out of a Democratic rally for only being a mild-mannered Muslim. Let's hear from him right now.
What have you been able to figure out about what you did or what they did?
Well, thank you for having me. So far, the campaign did not reveal why they removed me. I kept asking them. They issued a statement, but it's a vague statement, does not really mention why they removed me. When they reached out to call me, I said, thank you for the call, but I want to know why was I removed. Have I done anything wrong? Why did you remove me? And they said, we don't know, we'll investigate. So I told them, you have 2 options. Either option A, you did not investigate at all, which means that you don't take this seriously. Or option B, you investigated, but you are hiding something. I don't see any third option for you. So I'm still waiting for the campaign to tell me if they investigated or not, and if they did, what have they found?
So, Doc, help me understand this fear among Democrats that they may lose Arab voters because of the Democratic leaders and membership supporting Israel's right to defend itself. How are they going to vote for Trump if that's their basis of resistance?
Yeah, definitely. Voting for Trump happens on multiple levels. So a segment of the community say we're going to vote for Trump because we want to punish the Democratic administration.
Yes.
The genocide happened under Biden-Harris administration, and we're going to show them that we can unseat them. So this is the group of voters in the Arab and Muslim community. Another group said, "Hey, look at what happened. We went out of our way and we pushed and we donated and we volunteered for Biden. And what happened after that? During Trump, we did not have any war. For them, we had less taxes. We had better grocery prices. So everything, we had peace. We did not have any wars. So why not give Trump a chance?"
Absolutely.
So it's a very weird and multiple factors. That's every group, they have a different factor why they are voting for Trump.
Trump does not believe, as far as I know, and I haven't heard Republican leadership say that there's any genocide going on other than what the point of ambition was on October 7th. So he doesn't agree with that point. He, I believe, approached you through the campaign to make an ad for him about what happened. You refused. Why?
Because I don't want to use what happened to me as a weapon against the Democratic Party. If I decide to make an ad for Trump, I will make an ad if I believe that Trump is the best leader, not because I was kicked out of other campaign. I'm not.
You know what? Fair point. Very fair point for the doctor. And I perfectly understand that, and that's true. Look, I've said this many, many times before to a lot of friends on both sides, a lot of Arab friends, and Arabs who happen to be Christians, Arabs who happen to be Jewish, and Arabs who happen to be Muslim. And to a lot of my Christian friends and other friends as well. This is what I've told them, especially those of them that are very liberal, they're on the left, vote Democratic. I've told them, I said, look, if you think that Donald Trump and the United States of America is all of a sudden going to, basically sever their ties with Israel, that's not going to happen in any administration of the United States of America. Israel and America are tied at the hip. It's like the older brother and the younger brother. And sometimes the younger brother goes off on their own and has to be reeled back in. And I believe Trump can reel back in Israel. We just have to see and give him a chance. Because there is no reining back Israel if Harris gets into the White House. It's going to continue on for another 4 years of genocidal, homicidal bombings. Now, one thing that I don't agree with, and that's with any administration, is the giving of foreign aid and foreign funds to any country at all. I don't want any money going to Israel. I don't want any money going to any Western democracy. I don't want it to go into any Eastern country. I don't want it going to the Mideast. I don't want it going to Asia. I don't want it going to Africa. I don't want any foreign aid of any kind going anywhere. I don't want it going to the United Nations, the useless nations either. Hell no. Keep that money here. When I ran for Congress in the primary, I was the first American Pakistani, second generation Muslim to run for Congress in the primary. I came in fourth out of 4 places. I think I got like 8-9% of the vote. Wasn't too bad. Didn't have all that name recognition. But I was the first person, as I said before, American Muslim, second generation, to run in a Republican primary in the state of North Carolina. But one of the things I ran on was that I said that I know it's pie in the sky thinking to get rid of foreign aid because there's just too much lobbyists around there. There's too much swampiness and rats and feces and muck and shit and everything all mixed up in that cesspool that we call Washington, D.C. But one of the things that I think that I would have pushed for, at least put on the table to see if it would have gone someplace, is the fact that if you have to do foreign aid that goes outside the country of the United States of America, I would be basically willing to start at, you know what? Every dollar you send abroad, $25 has to be invested in the United States of America. And it's got to be earmarked, it's got to be put in a special lockbox and to be used for the American people and for American projects, infrastructure, whatever you call it. It's got to be in there before you send that money out. Just think, folks, 1 to 25, a 25 to 1 ratio. You want to send a buck abroad? You want to send $1 million to some country? You got to earmark 25 million for the United States of America. I think that would be something to see. Anyways, I know I got off tangent. Let's finish what the good doctor has to say, and then we'll end this after that.
I'm not the one that will do like a reaction to, will be reactionary. I ran for a reason. I engaged in politics for a reason. My activism is for a reason. It's beyond me. I don't care about what happened to me. It's the image, the optics for the Democratic Party, that there is no space, there is no room for the Arab and the Muslim community in the Democratic Party. This is a Democratic Party that should be the Democratic for diversity and inclusion.
Hey, thanks for watching. Go to
So I appreciate the good doctor's thinking. I wish I could change his mind. He himself said it right there. The Democratic Party is no longer the party of the Arabs, Arab Americans, or Muslim Americans. They have never been about diversity, inclusion, equity, DIE. They never have. They claim to be for diversity, but they're not. Because they don't care about diversity of thought, diversity of opinion, do they? And if I was a good doctor, my advice to him would be, doctor to doctor, American to American, Muslim to Muslim, I would basically be telling him, hey, doc, why don't you try the Republican Party and see what happens? And let's see if we can gain some traction. Because they are much closer on the social issues and the family issues and the cultural issues, you know that, than the Democratic Party ever will, because the Democratic Party wants to push all that social engineering agenda down everyone's throat, including American Muslims and Arab Americans as well. Anyways, folks, I'll leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we'd appreciate you taking the time to go ahead, share, comment, like, follow us. You all know what to do. I'll leave with my final thought, which is, take a look at our other video links above and below. Take a look at our videos. There's talking about the state of the race right now, where I am, my analysis on the Electoral College, what's happening with the mail-in vote, the early vote. We've got all those videos there. Just check it out. You all know what to do. And as always, my final thought, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.